Hey there, welcome back to 9 Yards TV, brought to you by Old Mutual Corporate. I'm your host, Rifilwe, and so excited to talk about today's Small Business Challenge. Now, every business has a business plan, but there are always risks to that plan. It could be a small accident or it could be a major event. How do you prepare yourself for that eventuality, and how much are you willing to leave to chance? To unpack this topic on today's virtual coffee date, I'm joined by Mamkhaya from Umlazi, Vicky Denise Chili of eKasi Bioscope, and our expert today is Christelle Colman. She is the Managing Director of Elite Wealth Assets Insurance, a wholly owned subsidiary of Old Mutual Insure. Christelle and Vicky, thank you so much for joining us today on 9 Yards TV. It's such a pleasure to be in your company. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. We're going to kick off with you, Vicky. Let's talk about eKasi Bioscope. Tell us exactly what you do.
Okay, so guys, eKasi Bioscope is a fun-filled movie experience that happens indoors and outdoors. We screen African-inspired movies in our township, Umlazi, as a way to address the stigma associated with social issues. We screen a movie or documentary and afterwards chat about our feelings, thoughts, so that we can be inspired and uplifted.
Powerful stuff. And having grown up in Umlazi, I love it. So tell us, things don't always go according to plan. This past year alone has been crazy. Loads of load shedding, lockdown, which has probably affected you insofar as there are gatherings. We also have the likelihood of protest action, which you might have seen a bit of in KZN.
With the unrest, COVID-19, a lot has changed for eKasi Bioscope because we had to cancel some of the sessions in 2020. And also with the unrest, we lost so much, as a community. Our supermarkets and everything, we had to just start over.
For sure. Plan Bs are so important. And Christelle, I can see you're affirming everything that you're hearing coming from Vicky. Is this something similar to other businesses that you hear from other businesses that you engage with?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Vicky keeps on talking about Plan B, and that is what insurance is there for. It's to cover you when things go wrong. Fire risk, the risk of power interruptions that can cause your electronic equipment to fry. And then, of course, not being able to operate your business because something has gone wrong, civil unrest. That can have a serious impact on your business. So it's not just the stuff that gets damaged, it's also not being able to operate where you lose an income. And those are the two major risk areas that you look at.
So one of the issues with business interruption insurance is that I'm seeing many small businesses have actually lost a lot of faith in the ability to get their money out when it's time to claim and unable to keep their cash flows going. Some of them even saying that they'd rather just keep their own cash pile. Whatever they would have put in as a premium, they now make it a cash investment. What are some of the benefits and maybe even some of the risks to doing it that way?
We have such a problem with insurance being a grudge purchase. Even before we had COVID, the insurance companies did not anticipate a pandemic to break out. So, that always was also part of the problem. It wasn't priced for. Self-insuring is part of managing your risk profile, but to self-insure to the extent that is required to cover your costs when you can't operate your business is almost impossible. I would say to Vicky and other entrepreneurs like herself is get a broker and make sure that you get the right risk advice. Brokers are paid for by the insurance company. You don't pay for them. You might think going direct is cheaper than having a broker. That's a myth. Shop around, get quotes from a direct insurer and a broker. Make sure they do a risk analysis and they give you the right level of insurance.
So we're talking a great deal about Plan Bs. Is it possible, Christelle, to have too many Plan Bs? How risky is it that I might be throwing money into all the eventualities that may never happen?
There's absolutely a risk of being overinsured, and that's why you need a broker. And Rafilwe, I can't stress this enough. Insurance is not that expensive. There's a conception that it's unaffordable. If you are an entrepreneur and starting up a small business, one of your biggest friends in business can be having the right insurance cover. Fire insurance is cheap. You won't believe it. Just get the quote and make the decision and pick what you can afford.
Vicky, let's bring you back into this. Very recently, you're based in KZN. We saw massive unrest. How have you been able to adapt at eKasi Bioscope to respond?
I've learned that you need to prepare for anything, With the unrest, we were never ready for them. Mentally, we were really traumatized by what happened, you know? How do we ensure that we keep up and communicate as a community so that we can avoid such in the future?
There's so many levels to that, Christelle. There's the cash loss, and I think Vicky has been so erudite in talking about the ripple effects. You have an interesting perspective on the unrest and the response in terms of insurance.
In the late 70s, insurance companies in South Africa decided that they can't carry the risk of war and civil unrest and political unrest themselves. So a state insurance company was formed. Sasria, it is possibly the best run state-owned enterprise, very successful, very well managed, and something that we must be proud of. The problem is you can only get Sasria insurance if you have a normal insurance policy. So with Vicky, if she's got a fire policy and maybe a motor policy for a truck and that sort of thing. And what we found now with the recent unrest, huge unrest claims, I mean, it's the biggest claim to Sasria in their history. Damages went to 50 billion rand, but most of it is uninsured for two reasons. Small businesses don't have insurance, or they might have insurance, but they didn't take out Sasria cover. They weren't advised to do it. And the big businesses, just, not really part of this conversation, but for interest's sake, they capped at 500 million. So those huge claims that we saw on the TV, those huge fires, those would have been limited. It's a call to action that we want to, as insurers, make to the market and to our clients. Take out Sasria insurance.
You don't know what is going to potentially happen, and you also don't know what you don't know. So thank you very much for letting us know about Sasria. It's something to add to our insurance. Vicky, have you got enough insurance, do you think, or do you think you'll be picking this up with a broker going forward?
I think from the conversation right now we are having, I'm really learning a lot about insurance, As small business entrepreneurs, we don't have the platform where we speak about insurance and how important it is to have insurance. And from this discussion, I'm really, really, really looking forward to learn more and also insure my equipment that I have, because we had one projector for the whole 5 years, and now there's a second one. And I'm even planning now to buy equipment for the drive-in cinema, because it's going to be our new normal since of the COVID, because it's more safer and it promotes social distancing. So the more equipment I have, that means I need to have insurance. And from today, I'm really learning a lot, things I didn't know of.
Gosh, that is such a relief. I'm so grateful to hear that, Vicky, because that's exactly why we do this, to uncover all the things that we might not know and make a change. I'm so excited for the future of eKasi Bioscope. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you to you, Christelle, for your expertise.
Thank you so much, guys, for the platform. Highly appreciated.
Wonderful. Thanks, Refilwe.
I'm certain we can all relate to that epic conversation, given the risks we all face doing business here in South Africa. Remember that 9 Yards TV is brought to you by Old Mutual Corporate, helping entrepreneurs to go the distance. If you're an entrepreneur looking for some great advice for your business, be sure to hit subscribe below. Until next time, goodbye from me, Refilwe.
When you're a small business owner, many things can severely affect your business. But whatever happens, we'll be there for you. And when your business thrives and grows, we'll still be there. Because at Old Mutual Insure, our business insurance is there to protect and progress the business you are today and the one you'll be tomorrow. The time is now. SMS Protect to 35442 or speak to your broker today.